Hey everybody, it's Mark Ling here, and I've got with me uh, Guido and Nico from Argentina, who are doing extremely well in affiliate marketing. They happen to use AI tools that help make their job a heck of a lot easier. It's a relatively simple business model as well, involving video ads, auto-generated, so they don't have to have their faces on screen, linking off to a simple landing page, and going ahead and promoting different niche-based affiliate products and earning commissions, which means they don't have to stock and store inventory or anything like that. It's or deal with customer support. It's basically a spend money to make money type affiliate model, and they are doing really well with the stuff. So, without further ado, I want to introduce Guido and Nico. Welcome along, guys.
Thank you, Mark. Nice to be here.
Yeah,
It's
man. Thanks
great,
for having
great to have, great to have you here. And just to inspire people, I guess, before we get underway with how you got into this and what your some of your best tips are, I just want to ask you, what are some what say your how much do you make in affiliate commissions, or what's a good week for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, a typical week for us is, or let's say a typical day for us is between 5K and 10K. That's
5K and 10K. That's incredible. And just so people get a good picture of what that's like, um, what would the profit ratio be on that?
the profit ratio right now. The last weeks is about between 40. It fluctuates, right? But between 40 and 60% ROI.
40 and 60% ROI, which is return on investment for people that don't know that. So
Yeah.
that's roughly, let's say 50% is the average. So you could spend $1,000 and make 1,500 back. Is that what you mean? Or do you mean you spend 1,000 and make 2,000 back? Because some people
Yeah.
calculate.
No, yeah, when we spend like 10K, we make around 5K,
So you
right?
make 15K from 10K. Got it. I
Yeah.
hear what you're saying. Yeah. So yeah, that's really good. That's a solid profit margin, and we'll get into a little bit more of the details soon. But what's your background before this? What got you involved in this in the first place?
Well, I let Guido talk.
Yeah, the thing is that we started a long time ago with internet marketing. We were selling tango shoes. We are from Argentina, so it makes sense to sell like tango, the dance tango shoes.
I
So
see. Yep.
uh,
Yep.
we started with it's more like e-commerce, but it was what year was Nico? It was like
It was
2006, something like that.
2000, yeah, 2005. There was an American company that came to Argentina. Our mother received an invitation, and you know how things are crazy. And we ended up in that meeting because our mother couldn't make it. And we started. We were sold on e-commerce on one of the first platforms of drag and drop. Made for you. So
Hmm.
so yeah, and we were wondering what can we sell, and we figured
Yeah.
that tango was very known across the world, and we didn't know anything, but we started with the concept of drop shipping, and one day we woke up and we started receiving some sales. So we discovered this fantastic um, reality of going to sleep and still making sales, making money
Hmm.
while we were sleeping. So yeah, that kind of blew our minds. And well, that was a long time ago, and a lot of things happened in the middle. But yeah, I think that that idea led to this present that we are right now. There was, a time in between that we weren't doing anything on the internet, and we said, when the pandemic started, we said we got to get back, and but not not struggle with the, because we were struggling with the logistics of the product, and all that stuff. And
I see.
we didn't want that, and we wanted something different. So we started digging on what we can do, and yeah, we ended up understanding that affiliate marketing was the perfect model for us. And yeah, we struggled a lot, but things went well at the end.
Yeah, and also we struggle a lot because we are in South America, we are in Argentina, like the economic situation here, it's not the best. I mean, it's improving, but when we started, it was, when we started doing this was like 3, 4 years ago. It was a really hard situation. We didn't have much money. We just had, a credit card to pay for our ads, and we started like super low budget testing things.
Mm.
So, it was our reality, but then we soon realized that this can be super scalable, and we started scaling, and we had like big days. We were doing like 50K, 70K days, and
Wow,
so yeah.
$50,000 in one day.
Yeah.
Just so
We did
people like just heard that.
70K, yeah, revenue
So, so,
days.
so even if the ratio of profit means that you're making, let's say, 15,000 out of that 50 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you were making more. Maybe you were doing 20. I don't know. But even if it's 15 or 10, people got to realize that's a lot of profit to be made. And people might be thinking, how do you even scale that big? But the thing is, if you spend 100 and you make 150 back, and you spend 150 and you make 225 back, and you keep going, you give it a few months, it eventually scales quite big if you
Yes.
find a winning ad. And that's the key, um, is that unlike a business model where you've only got one business and it's your product, you actually you can find it because you're not tied to one product. You could change the product. You can change the ad. You're able to just keep on doing these little micro tests until eventually you find it.
Yeah,
I think that's what people don't quite understand. This is not like, say, I don't know, investment in the stock market where, okay, you put some money in and then the value of that thing goes up, but then can it keep going up or not is debatable. It can
yeah,
keep going
I
up here
know.
and then it might slide here. It's not like that. It's like you spend $1,000 and it's working and it's making you 2,000 back. You can now put another 10,000 in and make, the
Yeah,
same ratio. You can keep putting it in once that audience and type of offer to that audience is established.
yeah. First off, you know, I, I'm always still getting surprised by by the scalability of this business model. I don't want to lose that, surprise factor, because you know what I mean. It's incredible and it also uh, makes you, or it makes me at least grateful of being able to have this journey and discover this business model. I think we are here because we were looking for this reality to manifest, somehow, but we didn't quite find the vehicle to make it possible. But now we know. And I remember when we were starting, we were like struggling during a whole year, working and working and learning, searching for how we can have our breakthrough. And in that time, I remember that I was thinking, okay, Nico, just remember these days, because when you have your breakthrough, you will you will cherish those moments in the past when you were struggling, right? And value that moment. And it's like that because it's really, it's kind of normal for us because we look at the screen and we are used to the numbers. But
Mm.
then if you think it twice, it's really insane
Mm.
because the average of people are not making this kind of money, and it really changed our reality. And
Yeah.
also being here in South America is no,
It'll go further even, won't it? With the exchange rate there, it'll go a long way.
yes, man,
Um,
yeah, it's really incredible.
yeah, yeah. The thing is, all wealth is created this way. You're getting money to work for you. I mean, I don't care, even if you're running McDonald's or something like that, you're still spending money to make money. You could be running a coffee shop, or you could be. It doesn't really matter. It all actually comes down to that. And even if you are working a day job, then that business you are working for, in some way, shape, or form, has spent money to make money whether it's through running advertising or whether it's through getting equipment that they need to be able to run that business or to pay for staff. The people at the top end are doing that. And the good thing about being online is you can run a whole business with just being one person, especially with AI, because AI, it's like you've got an employee working for you that can write copy, it can produce thumbnail images, it can do all sorts of stuff without without having to pay extra, because the AI just does stuff for you, which is also pretty crazy.
Yes.
Um, what kind of niches do you like to go into out of interest? Because I know because I've talked to people that are into so many different types of niches. Some people like education, some people like health, some people like relationships, some people are into personal development. Well, what kind of niches do you guys like to go into?
Well, obviously there's the health niche that it's super scalable. Every person has different issues or troubles or problems that they need to solve in the health niche, so that's a big one. And also,
Right.
lately we were you know diving into manifestation also. It's a really big one. I really personally like that niche because, we are really believers of the manifestation, the energy, the attraction. So we really like that niche, and it's a really good one. And also it's super scalable. And, lately we've been diving into DIY also. We like that
Oh,
niche.
why do it yourself? All right.
Yeah, yeah, do
That,
it yourself. There's a lot of
yeah,
like
yeah.
energy offers or water systems or solar panels
Like
or
build your own
any.
water tank, that kind of thing.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
and that's working really good too. So yeah,
Mm.
we mainly focus on those niches. In the health also we did really big on ED, like men's supplements or men's health. Yeah,
Yeah.
all those offers are really good.
Great, great. And that's interesting also to know, because a lot of people think health, they think weight loss, and they think, oh, it's largely a female market, or they think women's hormones and thyroid and stuff like that. Men have a lot of health stuff too. There's even stuff in health that are both men and women as well, whether it be diabetes or kidneys or something else, or back pain. Um, and it's good for people to know, though, that there's a lot of stuff outside of health too. I mean, for me, most of my success has come in education type niches. Um,
Hmm.
whether it be dog training, whether it be language learning or learn guitar, stuff like that. There's a lot of different niches out there, and I am in personal development and stuff too. I'm just saying that it's good for people to know that um, it's not so much a matter of that there's only one or two niches, but these are still big, broad niches. There's still a lot of people, millions and millions of people around the world that are interested in improving themselves at in those particular spaces. Um,
Hmm.
People also look at things. I just thought I should mention this. People look at things and say, "Hey, that product, it's only $47, so I can't earn a big commission from it." But what they don't realize is that they can make more than 100% because of those. A lot of people take upsells. So, am I right in saying, let's say the front end offer is $47, you might still make $70. You may even make $100 per sale, right? As the affiliate earning the commissions because of the average person may still take more upsells.
Yeah, yeah. You can. There. I don't want to confuse people, but there are different models that you can get out of payment arrangements. But for us that we are more experienced, we are on a CPA model that is more fixed, a fixed amount for sale. Because when you are on rev share, that is the other model, you can get a commission for the front end sale and for all the upsales that you get, right?
Yeah.
But then when you have more, relation with the vendor, you can arrange a fixed amount, even if you make or not upsales. So that's more of peace of mind for us because we we are not thinking of any refunds or anything that or any chargebacks
The,
or anything that can come back, but we
and
are just focusing on the on driving traffic and getting conversions.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'll explain to people just really quickly the reason for that. Like, so let's say, for instance, you got paid, just to keep it simple, $100 for every $50 sale, right? So perhaps if you had just been taking your commissions, you might have even made $110 from all the upsells. But the problem is you don't know what the refund rate is, and you don't know, so, and you may not get paid instantly. You may have to wait a little bit longer, like 2 weeks or something, to get the payment from that initial sale. Whereas if you have a CPA, it means that you know the vendor just says, right, every time you make a sale, we just give you $100. We as the vendor will gain the benefit if we're making more than 100 per sale, or maybe we've paid you more if we're getting slightly under per sale, but we'll take care of that. So what it means is they can pay you guys very quickly. In some cases,
yeah,
it's the next day. For some people, it's 3 days later, but it's very fast. So you might spend $10,000 and you've made 1,000. Let's say you've made 15,000 back, and you receive that back within
yeah.
between 1 and 4 days, right? So you get it
And
back
that,
quite quickly
yeah, yeah,
because
you have a very
you're not
important
sitting
point
waiting
there.
for the refund rate.
Very important point, Mark, there, because when you are doing a lot of volume,
Mm.
for us, someone that is watching may be thinking, oh, okay, I just want to make my first sale or my first $100 days or whatever. But when you start diving into this business and you start making more sales and more volume, you want your cash flow to be faster because you have to pay for your credit card and get more. You want to
You
keep
need
your
that
cash
cash
flow
flow
healthy, right?
turnaround.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
and networks are also very helpful with that. The networks that work with that are connecting the vendors with the affiliates. They manage the products and the checkouts. So they are very helpful
Mm.
with that because when you do volume, you can get 3 payments per week. So your cash flow is getting around pretty fast. So you don't lose time, and you are always healthy with the amount you can invest on your ads.
Mm.
And putting simpler your previous question, yeah, I mean now we are doing like $60 products, for example, for DIY, and we were talking with Chris the other day that the scalability is super high as well. Someone may think like, okay, for a lower AOV, average order value, product that pays less, you are going to make less money, but that's not the case because for that kind of products, the scalability is super high because they are evergreen products and a lot of people are interested.
Well,
And also the entry point for purchasing that product is lower, and is cheaper for the consumer. So
well,
yeah,
if somebody was to spend say $1,000 and make $1,500 back, you shouldn't really care if the product is $5, $10, or $1,000. Like what
Yeah.
happens if all the products, like put it this way, let's say you were promoting products that were $10 each, but you were always making a lot of sales of these, right? Let's say for whatever reason, everybody wants that $10 product and you are making $15 for every $10 you spend on advertising, or you're making $1,500 for every $1,000 you spend, then it's the same thing, right? It doesn't matter what the price of
The
that
same thing.
product is, as long as the ratio of
Yeah.
dollars spent to money in is higher. Sometimes that works better when the products are higher. It can be easier sometimes, but not always. And there are some
No.
products out there that are lower priced that still have a really hot rate of people buying it and people taking upsells, which means that your CPA or the commission, if you're not on CPA, can still be higher than the price of that product anyway.
And just a few comments on that are that, one thing is that these kind of products, the platform that we promote the products on, that we make the ads on, that is YouTube ads, it's a property of Google, right? So Google likes more these kind of products that are not health related, because you are not talking about any health issues or anything like that, So there are products that, as I say, you can make a lot of volume, and on that volume, the most important thing is called ROI. It's return on investment, right? Like you put $1 and how much do I get back? So that's the only thing that you want to be seeing, and you want to take care of. If you are making profit out of every dollar that you are putting in, that's the only thing that you want to care about. And you have to be wise on where to invest your budget, right? If a product is making you more profit, and you have a limit on your budget, then you will know where to put your budget in terms of how scalable is each product, right?
Yeah, no, that definitely makes total sense. So essentially, though, you learn a lot from looking at the numbers, and obviously you put more money into what is working better for you. Now, it was good that you also mentioned earlier that it actually took you guys longer than what some people take. Some people get a lucky start, and maybe within 4 weeks they'll already have a profitable ad. Maybe within even a week if they get a very lucky start. But that's a lucky start. I still think people have to learn the lessons of having some ads that don't work before they really know it. You end up having ads that don't work, ads that do work. Eventually you learn that lesson, whether you have an easy start or not. But you guys were saying took you about a year of stops and starts before it really kicked in. So,
Yeah.
sometimes you have to be persistent. The business model works really well, but some people manage to get a little luckier earlier than others, I guess, with something scalable. I'm sure that you wouldn't have had no sales in that year, but I bet you're talking about getting to the point where you've got an ad that can really scale to the moon. It can take time, and for you guys, a year. Does that really matter though? Like some people are in a rush, and you got to say, hey, this is a genuine business model. It is not a get rich quick scheme. Those that get wealthy fast may have had a little luck. The model can do that, but the vast majority of people, even if they have an early start that's lucky, they still had to have a lot of persistence and be willing to go through a few stressful moments as ads go up and down in their results while they're learning the model and gaining confidence in it. What would you say to people that are a little worried about this sort of stuff, that maybe they have the money to invest in doing the model, because obviously you probably want to have, say, between $1,000 and $3,000 in your bank account ready to spend on ads, right? So that you can got enough leg room to test with. But let's say someone is in that situation, but they're worried about the model. What would you say to them?
I would say it took us like 6 months really to understand what we were doing. So I would recommend to be patient. It's like everything. It's like just, riding a bicycle, playing the guitar. You just need to start understanding what you're doing. And there's some important things that you need to understand to keep, making this business model to work. It's not like you say, it's not like a quick scheme. It's not like from one day to another, you will learn everything and you will scale up. You will start learning and you have to keep focus. For us it's like 3 or 4 years that we are doing this, and we keep learning every day because these platforms change. You have to adapt. There's a lot of things going on, so always learn, be patient, and take it as a real business model that you have to put your energy and your focus to keep growing and to keep scaling when you find something that is working. Right? I would say that that's the best
No, it's good. I
recommendation.
think it's almost like learning maths in a way. Like once you learn your times tables, you can really do a lot and you can start accelerating and learning math, right? As a kid. It's kind of like that with this. There's a few keys that, yes, you can learn it and you can have a whole lot of stuff that makes it easy, just like having your times table sitting next to you or having a calculator next to you. There's helpers in this. But when you have a few things just automatically, you're just getting it now, it makes the whole thing smoother, faster, and now you can start to build on what you already know, and you start, everything becomes easier. It's like walking onto a moving platform. You might have to go catch up with that platform, and then once you've jumped on it and once you've balanced and you're on it, now you're fine. It's not that hard to keep walking along the moving platform, and to people next to you that are not on a moving platform, you look like you're going really fast. But when you're in the world of people that are on that platform, you just feel like this is normal life. It starts to feel normal, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And also right now with all the evolving, AI technology, everything that is happening right now and this year with the images and the videos and the scripts, everything is moving so fast that you can leverage those AI tools and make it, work way faster than we did 4 years ago. Like 4 years ago,
It's
we really like through stuff. We didn't know what we were doing, man. We didn't have any tool. We didn't have any, thing to
and
to
there were less products
accelerate.
to promote and everything. It's probably the best time right now in the history of the internet to get going at this.
Yeah.
And I think what people also need to be aware of is that while YouTube is really good, it is really hot right now, and it is going really well. Personally, I've been online as an affiliate since 1999, and a lot of the products are still selling today that were selling 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy, but the market might change. It might, all your skills still apply, but you may find one day that TikTok is the biggest platform, or maybe video
Yeah.
ads on Snapchat become huge, say,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
you get what
Hmm.
I'm saying? I'm just saying that all of these skills, like all the people are still on the internet. Some people that got really panicked when Google came along and they were doing really well in Yahoo, say back in 2002, 2003. All of a sudden, Google comes along and they're taking over the search market, and everyone's panicking. And it's like, no, 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 this is great. Just build some more links,
Yeah.
and you know, once Google Ads came in, learn Google Ads. Like the traffic is still there, the offers still
Yeah.
convert well. In my case, people still want to train their dogs. People still want to learn a foreign language. People
Hmm.
still want to become better versions of themselves, like personal development. They still want to learn guitar. So these things are, it's not a fly by night thing. People still want those things. Right now, we've got perfect model, a really, really good model for auto generating faceless video ads and stuff like that. But I just want people to know that um, long term, it's very adaptable because people are still going to be on the internet, even if they're not on YouTube one day, they're somewhere else. You just adapt across to that other platform. Um,
Yeah.
it might be that we don't even see it coming. It might be WhatsApp might suddenly have these little
Yeah.
ads appearing at the bottom of the screen, and then you're able to monetize
Yeah.
those. You know.
You
So
made me.
anyway, I
You
just
made
think
me
it's
think.
important people
You made me
realize
think.
that.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, you
No.
go.
No. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I just think it's important people realize what you're saying, that you're always learning. That's Exactly it. And if you're always learning, and it just has to be slow, it doesn't have to be fast. If you're always just learning a bit about what you're doing, you're always going to stay ahead. It's just getting on the moving platform to begin with. That's the part you've got to really be persistent about.
You made me think in 2005 when we went to this meeting that I told earlier. These guys were talking about, like, okay, imagine that you are on the Best Avenue, and you put your store over there. No, how many people pass by through your door and look at your products, right, that you have to sell over there in your store. And with the internet, the amount of people that are daily on these platforms nowadays, that billions of people are using these kind of platforms that you are mentioning, like YouTube, TikTok, and they are becoming massive and massive day by day. There is like no end, because the public always renews and the offers always renew. But the thing to keep in mind here is that in this business model, you can sell anything that people are looking for. You just have to search for what problems do people want to solve. That is the question, right? What are the problems that people want to solve?
Yep.
There are lots of problems that people want to solve, and there are a lot of solutions that you can offer on the internet to those people that are looking for those solutions, right? And it's easier nowadays. You are watching a video on YouTube, watching a short, watching a TikTok, watching whatever on social media, and at the tip of your fingers, you have the possibility to reach that solution. So I think that's the important thing to keep in mind. And for sure, what always works is the psychology on the approach of how do we show people that this is the solution for what they are looking for
But also,
their problems.
when you say problems to solve, I mean, I started in 1999, right? And when I had to find what problems people were trying to solve, we didn't even have there wasn't even a search suggestion tool. There was, you couldn't even do keyword research. So not until about the year 2000, 2001, where Go2, this company, released this keyword research tool. There was nothing. So we had to do things like, let's put an exit pop-up on our website and say, why are you leaving this site? Is there a problem that you couldn't solve? What is it? And then if it was a dog training site, they would say things like, my dog is aggressive around the food bowl, or how do I stop my dog digging, or stop dog barking? And then I'd find out people were wanting to stop their dogs from digging, barking, chewing, bolting out the front door, pulling on the lead, separation anxiety, fear around getting into a car, aggression around kids, aggression around a food bowl, barking at night, whining at night. There was all of these things. But then now, using, say, Chris's AI tools, for instance, you can just go into like the problem finder tool, press a button and type dog training, press enter, and it'll give you a list of all of those problems right away. Or you could say the same about installing solar panels, press enter, and you're like, whoa, there's all of these problems you hadn't even thought of. And you can target those both in the way you write your copy, as long as the product does solve those things, or in how you go about your marketing and targeting of your audiences. It's it's incredible, and people will always have problems to solve, and a lot of those problems never ever go away. People were buying Save My Marriage Today, like products like that, back in the early 2000s, and lo and behold, they're still buying it today, 20 something years later, because people always have a marriage problem somewhere, or people will always have people will always be wanting to do joinery and fix furniture, and I'm just saying all of these things keep happening. So it's really good what you're saying as well, like uncovering problems and stuff like that. But it's also, I think it should be settling for people to realize, hey, I've been doing this for 25 plus years, and it's still a highly viable model today. It's just evolved. It's just changed along the way. I've got thousands of books on my bookshelf from all sorts of different niches. I mean, like, heck, this is a book on how to play squash, right? This book was made in the 1970s.
Wow.
People were buying how-to books in the 1970s. People were buying how-to books in the 1950s. Now people are buying how-to online courses in the
Yeah.
2020s. It's the same thing, though. I'm just saying it's a very,
That's
once you get in the information product business, you start to realize, holy crap, this has been going on for decades and decades, and
yeah,
it's
man.
not going away.
The core thing is there, is people wanting to solve things, issues, right? And maybe the
Yep.
format is changing, right? And the way people are
Yes.
looking to for that solutions, but
Yes.
the core thing is there, is people wanting to learn how to, of course there are the three main, niches that are, health, relationships, and wealth, that are like the
Yeah,
the
and,
most
and I would say, and how to. 'Cause for me personally, how to's been
yeah.
80+% of my business for the last 25 years. Language learning's been massive, for instance, stuff like that. Like how to, I would put that there too. Definitely,
Yeah.
though, I agree with you.
Yeah, man. And if you navigate those waters,
Mm.
then you just got to connect to a good product with the people that are looking for that solution. So that's what we do, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
are creative people. We have to learn how to be creative in any way that we can make an ad. It can be depending on the platform, it can be an image ad, or it can be a short video or a long video. Whatever it is, you gotta be creative on the way that you show that to people. And talking about problems, what we call problems, we call them pain points, right? That we have to do our research, what people are hurting with, and what solution are they looking for, and we have
and
just to connect those two to resonate with the audience, right?
and ads are so easy to make now. Like a video ad used to be hard
Yeah,
because someone had to get in front of the camera or someone had to write a script. Now you can literally just press a few buttons and you've already got your ad made. You don't have to have a voiceover artist. You could just let AI voice it over. Like it's very simple. That's why complete beginners are able to produce a video ad sometimes on their very first day. Even they can get a video ad created, so that
yeah,
they can learn the stuff quite quick. And when you say platforms and stuff change, the key thing is just to remember it's just leads times conversion rates. And if you keep those two things simple, I know there could be more to that model, but leads is in visitors, and then you've got to convert those visitors to sales. And if you've got a healthy supply of leads, in this case it might be YouTube video ads, say, could always change, but your source of leads. But let's say your source of leads, you've got a healthy supply of leads, and you've got products that convert, so they're the affiliate products. Leads times conversion rates, and if that is above your ad spend, then you're making money. And it's simple as that. And you could change where you're advertising if you want to, or whatever, or change the product you're promoting, or change the ad that you've created. But whenever that's above the ad spend, you're able to keep scaling up and up. And when you say platforms change, I mean, like I'm getting into 3D stuff as well now because, not right. I'm not thinking right now. I'm thinking 3 years ahead. At some point, some people are going to want to consume some things through 3D, or someone's going to
yeah,
put a headset on and go look at how that makeup looks on a woman, and then they're like, oh, the makeup looks good, like in 3D, and then they go, right, I'll buy that. But someone's still going to make the 3D ads, right? So, I'm just saying that
yeah,
there's always something new, but I'm not saying people should rush into that, by the way, because it's not mainstream yet. I'm just saying, there's always something coming eventually, and then there's more opportunity. But for now, I think this is the hottest opportunity there is
yeah.
running the video ads. Do you have any tips for people that I should have asked you about, but I haven't yet, that's going to help them do well at this business model?
That's a good one. No, I was thinking about, for example, the things on people's mind that might say, okay, this is not good for me, or for example, for us, right? Like the language, like we are, we are from Argentina, we speak Spanish. English is not our main or native language, but that didn't stop us. I mean, obviously we can understand and we can communicate, but it's not our strength. So I would say, like, don't think this is not for you. I think this is for everyone. If you just, have the focus and the energy and, the strategy to apply, this is gonna be for you. And it's just, don't throw the towel, because as you say, it's not from one day to the other. It took us like 6 months to start having like consistent sales. So, if we threw up the towel like in 5 months, we wouldn't be here, right, talking to you. So it's all about persistence, and it's all about, being patient and being focused on having that big breakthrough.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's really good advice. And also, maybe just quickly think about just one more quick question. Because you're saying, you speak Spanish. Does that mean that you also go into Spanish-speaking markets and make commissions from offers in Spanish as well, or do you just stick to English only?
No, yeah, we do offers in Spanish as well. I mean,
Fantastic.
mainly the thing is that you know the English market, or let's say the American U.S. market is pretty enormous, right? Because of the consumer mindset, and also because of the the money that you can earn in a job, or the how do you say that,
The
there are more
spending
possible.
power of their money.
Yeah, the spending power. That's exactly right. They have more spending power, right? That in Latin America, for instance. But that doesn't mean that you can make money. And also, there are products in Spanish for the Spanish public in the U.S. as well,
Yeah,
right?
there's
So
millions of people in America that
millions of
speak
people, right?
tens and tens of millions. I'm not sure how
Yeah,
many. It might even be 100 million. It might be less. I don't know. It could be 30 million, whatever it is. There are tens of millions in America that speak
yeah,
Spanish
man.
anyway. Yeah,
Yeah,
and uh, there's over 100 million Americans that are not in America anyway. That's why I found it interesting when I first started targeting countries like Finland and Denmark and stuff like that. And I'm finding, why am I selling so many English speaking products? And then I find out half of those people buying are Americans that just live there. Like, there are
yeah,
Americans that live in Denmark, there are Americans that live in Norway, and they're buying the products. And I was like, oh, far out. That's a lot cheaper, spending, because quite often
yeah,
we find, you probably said the same, like in some countries, it's surprising that they're buying at high rates.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
and
There's a lot of
you talk about
expats
Americans,
also.
half of them are Americans. They just live overseas.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a lot of expats in, in Southeast Asia or in Europe or in, Central
Yeah.
America.
You can't just think about the locals. People travel. There are a lot of
yeah,
Americans, UK people, what have you, that live in Bali, for instance. So you don't
Yeah.
want to
mhm,
necessarily turn Indonesia off as an example, but you don't want to scale to the moon
yeah,
either straight away. You need that pixel to learn, so it learns which, you know, that's probably going a bit far for this
mhm,
conversation, other than to say that if you run enough ads, YouTube learns who are your buyers, so then you can scale further and wider, because it starts to not spend money on the wrong people in the wrong audiences, because once it sees more sales, it learns. So that's another, pretty awesome thing about it.
that's that's pretty crazy. We learned that by doing it. Like, the scalability of YouTube is insane, insane, because the pixel, when it starts learning and you get enough conversions, I don't want to complicate it too much, but it's to make it simple. It's like, okay, you put a goal, an objective to the campaign, and you say, okay, get me sales, right? If you start feeding sales to that campaign, then it starts learning, and the machine learning and the AI of Google is super advanced, and it can learn pretty fast to search for your ideal customer.
Mm.
So once you are there, you can, start pouring more and more money in your campaign, and getting more and more sales. And it occurs pretty fast, it can happen very, very fast. You don't have to take a very long process. When you know how to do things and you iterate over and over again, and you really know where to pay attention, and you get good at making ads, then you can scale pretty fast, and yeah, and go to the moon, right?
Absolutely. And I just wanted to say a really big thank you, guys, for being on today's call. And you've been completely open and willing to answer every question. You revealed your niches and a lot of great tips and so forth. You've been highly inspirational. So firstly, I just want to say a massive thank you to you guys, because I think you're going to make a huge difference to a lot of people. And
Yeah,
and secondly, I just want to ask you a last question. If somebody, let's say somebody's considering jumping on a workshop with Chris where he goes over this method in detail,
yeah.
whether or not they decide to join the program or not, it's another thing. But if someone's just thinking about whether or not they should jump on the workshop, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I would say, like, if you're determined, and you want to change your reality, and you want to do it seriously, just trust and get into it, because it's a business model that really works, using these kind of platforms, and AI and all we talked about makes it really fast, and very effective. So it does make sense. You just gotta put the work, because it's not magic. You don't just press a button and magic happens. You have to put the work. But if you are willing to do so, just dive into it, and trust the process. Yeah, it's that's my advice to someone that is looking to change their reality with this.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
and for me, I would say that think about what you want to, achieve, what you want to change in your life. Think about how you want your lifestyle to be, because this business model, I mean, at least for me, it gave me so many good things. I can do it when I travel. I like to travel. Last year I was traveling through Southeast Asia, and I went to Costa Rica, and I went to Europe, and I was, doing this business model all the way. So you can do it whenever you want. You can do it, from wherever you want. That if you have like an internet connection, you can do it on your laptop. So for us, it's every day we feel blessed to be able to do this business model, and to work from our home, or travel, and it's a really good lifestyle. So we encourage everyone to at least try it and see how it works. This could be really life changing.
Yeah, and also being with the family. I value that a lot. Being able to spend more time with my kids, with my wife. That is pretty awesome as well. I think anyone who wants that kind of reality for themselves can really, they have you have a high chance to achieve that by adopting this business model.
Oh, I just want to say once again a big thank you, guys, for being here. You've been highly inspirational, and I think people have gained huge value out of today's call. Recommend people highly join the call with Chris, jump on it. It's a massive opportunity right now. I think that it's probably the best time in the whole history of the internet to get started with this stuff, thanks to A, the number of niches that are out there that have excellent payouts, B, the ease, I guess, at targeting the right audience has never been so good as it is now, and also the tools that are involved and the training involved to actually get into this is top notch, and probably the best that it's ever been. So anyway, I highly recommend people at least take a look at it. So at least if it's not for you, at least you know what you're turning down and what you're saying, no, this isn't for me too. So definitely take a look at it. So anyway, thanks again, Guido and Nico, for being on today's call. And everyone, take action with what you learn, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now, everybody.
Bye,
you, Mark.
guys. Thank you,
Pleasure.
Mark. Bye bye.